Togoland Liberation TV, echoing the call for self-determination.
Hello, welcome back to Togoland Liberation Channel, a channel dedicated to the education of the Western Togoland cause. If you are new to this channel, my name is George Kobla Nyakpo. I represent the voice of Western Togoland and the Homeland Study Group Foundation. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate your encouragement, the messages that you sent to me after watching our previous discussion, where we exposed documents, agenda that was set against our nationality in this country. I promise that more of these discussions will be coming to you. There are documents which will be exposing to you, and there are things that will be bringing your attention to. Over the years, we have been trying our best to use all civil means to communicate our feeling to the leadership of Ghana and to the international community that our fundamental human rights has been taken away from us unduly. Anytime we made this call through a constitutionally laid down means, instead of the government of Ghana also using the same method, they would rather send the police after us, send the military after us. Today, a court is set up just to prosecute our people with lies. Elements of the Ghana Police Force or Service, elements of the Ghana CID, in the CID headquarters at Accra, has been set up to cook lies, to cook stories against the people that they have arrested unlawfully. I use the word unlawfully because before you arrest someone, there are procedures, there are police arresting method that you adopt, especially when this person you've arrested is not on the run. You break into somebody's home and arrest the person at the dark hours of the day with no warrant. A kind of adoption. You secretly kidnap the person in the name of you are a state authority. And this is what happened in our case. The many people in the Nsawam prisons, the many who have been intentionally prepared and sent to jail, all to paint a particular picture in the general public that they should not support a call to redeem their nationality. And this agenda, this kind of plan, was what was executed in the 1956 Plebiscite. Our country was a separate entity. It has nothing to do with the British colony of Gold Coast. So if you want our country to be in union, a proper mechanism must be followed. Before our country will do anything with any other entity, we must exist on our own and have all structures set up before we decide. Our leadership should decide for us. But ask the question, was there any leadership for Togoland under British administration before the plebiscite? Was there any leadership? All the territories that were put under British rule have separate leadership. The same with France, with the French administration. Anywhere, our eastern neighbors, they have their own administration separate from the Dahomey administration. Why is it that in our case, in the case of the Togoland, we have to share leadership with Gold Coast, knowing very well that Gold Coast is a separate entity with different political arrangement with Britain? Why must we share the same leadership with them, if not an agenda against our against our nationality, against our race? We keep raising these issues out, and not just by mere talk, by document, by facts that are on the ground. But no, our voice will never be heard. There are plans to shut us off. And when we resist this plan by using their own constitutionally laid down procedures, still, they are twisting their own laws just to what? Suit their interests, the hatred against our nationality. And this is what we stand for. I promise you, we are going to fight this until we see the end of it. The years of our leaders, the days of S.G. Antor and others is over. And we, today's generation, if this peaceful means that we are talking about continuously and Ghana is not ready, if it fails, and they say if persuasion fails, force must be applied. And I can guarantee all of you watching me today, from the Ghana Police Service and everybody, international, everybody should know that we are being peaceful and Ghana should be advised to also use the same peaceful means, or else we will advise ourselves. Yes, because we have been suffering in this thing for the past 67 years. No development in our country. We are supposed to be in union. You are not supposed to take our country into your country. The 1956 arrangement was supposed to be a union arrangement. The document is here. The trustee report is here. All the Togolanders, everything is here. We'll be looking at them. You understand? So, this thing that has happened, and we are calling peacefully for it, and Ghana is being allowed to use violent means to kill our people, as they did in the past, and they are still doing. Those guys put in Sawon prison, those who have passed on, they've killed some of them, but they don't want to talk about it. If you arrest someone and you claim the person has committed a crime, you need to establish that crime with evidence. All the people that have been jailed in that Accra High Court, none of them, there was no evidence that what happened in September, the 25th September 2022, these people that you have jailed, these people that you have killed, were actually at the event. Because we have seen reports, we have had television interviews of the Minister of Water Region and other prominent members who confirm that the people that are being, or those who have actually conducted that exercise, were not even those that have been arrested. You will know this fact, but no, because you want to paint a particular picture for the world to have a sympathy for you, you are jailing people wrongly. And when the international community, the United Nations Human Rights Council has intervened that the people you have before your various courts, you've arrested them wrongly, you've charged them wrongly, you should stop that. The charge of prohibited organization, the charge of criminalizing free speech, criminalizing freedom of expression, criminalizing freedom of association is not is not part of your laws. So you should not arrest anybody or jail anybody in the name of that your prohibited organization. You ignore that order and you are still doing that. And everybody, our chiefs are watching, the political class are watching. They are very happy because to them, oh, if they jail the people who are talking about independence, they are coming to destroy their political agenda. So they should jail them, whether wrong or not. But I promise you, should this peaceful means fail, we are not going to allow this to continue this way. Yes, because we are fed up. Now, you see, there is one thing that we all have to come to terms with. Truth, they say, can never be hidden. If you try to subdue the truth, to hide it, it will always come up. When the case of who found Ghana or who is the founder of Ghana came, we now begin to hear certain things which I want you to also join me with. Now, I want you all to watch this video with me. This video is by Kwesi Pratt Jr. We know who he is. And I want us to watch what he has said about who found Ghana. Watch this video with me.
For those who have been fed on the ignorance of this small cabal of family and friends, please listen. Look, the Gold Coast was not the whole of Ghana, as we know it to be. The Gold Coast was limited to even just a section of our coastal states. It did not include parts of the Volta region. It did not include Ashanti. Ashanti was originally not part of the Gold Coast. The Gold Coast did not include the Northern Territories. Today's Northern region, Upper East, Upper West, Northeast, and so on, they were not part of the Gold Coast. It was Osajifo Dr. Kwesi Pratt who deliberately and purposely put together all of these different fractions together to build what is today
Deliberately
modern
and
day
purposely.
Ghana.
Deliberately
Look,
and purposely.
The referendum over whether or not the Volta region, not the whole of the Volta region, a substantial part of the Volta region, should become part of Ghana. The yes vote was led by Nkrumah and the Convention People's Party. Many people who were identified as part of the UP opposed.
So we'll pause it here. The yes vote was led by Nkrumah and the Convention People's Party. The 1956 plebiscite. You see, anytime we talk about this, that the 1956 plebiscite was not our wish, then people will say, oh, you people decided to vote. And please, I have the transition report here. I have the document here. I have the article that established the mandate system here. We'll look at it. We'll look at that. So the 1950s plebiscite that we always say that is not the representation of the people of Togoland, and you people who claim to be historian, who claim to know, you always say that no, we decided. And if you look at the United Nations system of work, of voting, you realize that there's always a 2/3 majority. Now, the 1950 plebiscite that we voted for, that is according to, let's just agree, the vote difference between the no for unification with Gold Coast and yes for separation was 16%. So it means there's no majority. So you cannot take our country and push into another that we have voted. This is not a football match. This is a decision about a whole population, a nation. So that is why other countries, they go through this process until majority has voted for any of the side. But in our case, because there was an agenda against our nationality, we were forced into this. Today, we hear the Nkrumahist saying, confessing, that the vote was led by Nkrumah and the Convention People's Party. Now, the question is, CPP, was it a Togoland party? Was CPP a Togoland party? Kwesi Nkrumah, is he a leader of Togoland or Gold Coast? Now, can you come from another territory and enter another territory to decide their future? Is it possible? Is it done? But this was allowed in our case because we have nobody to speak to us. When the territory was given to British to nurture, the trusteeship agreement says that Britain should form government, to form leadership in the territory. France will also do the same thing. France did the same thing to Dahomey. But when it comes to Togoland, Britain refused to give us leadership. If we were to have leadership, like how they allow the Gold Coast to have leadership, and Nkrumah and Co were the leaders, then we wouldn't have had this situation in our case. And this is what you, who claim you know, who think you know, should be thinking about. This should be your mind. That why is it that there is no government for Togoland, but there was government for Gold Coast, there was government for French Togoland, but in the case of British Togoland, there was no government? Because the governor is supposed to just be a referee. You are just to supervise the territory. So as a supervisor, you need to have managers of the company or the country, managing the country, then you will be supervising. Just as they have management for Gold Coast and management for the East Togo. But in our case, there was nothing like that. So our country was just taken by force into an entity that we don't want to be part of. So the nationality of Ghana was imposed on us. So you have no right to be arresting me if I'm talking about my country. You have no right. The court in Accra, any court anywhere in Ghana have no right. No judge have the right to arrest anybody in the case of Western Togoland. Talk less of saying that you are sentencing that person into a jail term as a deterrent. Who told you that your sentencing will deter anybody from talking about their problem? We are in pain. 67 years now. If you, that judge in Accra, or you hail from Volta region, you hail from any part of West Togo, go to Garu Tempani and see how people are still using the floor as the writing material. People go to school under tree. We are still there. This is a place that is supposed to be in union for 6-7 years. You are in Accra, you have your children, they are going to the best of school, they enjoy themselves, so you don't care. When we are talking about nationality, you sat in that Accra court and you are deciding. And you, those CIDs who are lying here and there, in that case, in the Accra High Court there, from the CID headquarters. So this is our situation, and you cannot force a nationality on us. Nobody can force Ghana on us. There's no law anywhere that people who belong to a particular territory cannot decide to move away if they don't. And we are supposed to be in union. So if I'm in union with you and I don't like it again, I can walk out. There's no law that says that after so and so years, Togolanders cannot leave the union in Ghana. If you have it, produce the union. Why is it that Ghana is not able to produce the 1956 union? Why can't you produce it? So, ladies and gentlemen, today I want to let you know that we do not have any union with Gold Coast, now Ghana. We did not sign anything. No leadership was in our country to represent us in any signing of any document. So nobody have the right to enter our territory as they are doing. The years of old is over. And anything we decide in our country, we decide it, and nobody have any right. We can decide to say that no political activity in our country, and we will do that, and nobody have any right. If anybody attack anybody that says that no vote in Western Togoland, we will attack the person back. Any political party that will rise against us will rise against that political. Any chief that will rise against that particular chief and their people. It's not that we are not aware. We are aware. We know all those people. But we just want to maintain a civil demand in this case. We want to show maturity in this case, to be very civil. But if you are civil and you don't want to follow that same path, don't think that we are just going to be there taking it as it is. No. We have other plans or option, and we can implement any option, but we decide to be very civil. Okay, we decide to be very, I will not say but I will say that we decide to be very civil. And it is my hope that you and those who are in support of this Ghana imposing themselves on us must also follow that. We have a case. If you claim that what you are doing is wrong, then tell your Attorney General to go and make the demand and represent the Ghana in the case that we have filed against them. Why are you running away from the case now? You say we are not operating, we are illegal group and those. Yes, now go and tell us that how illegal we are. You cannot do that. But you come to Ghana here and you are forcing because you think you have the power behind you. If the government of Ghana think that they have a case, they should go to the court as we have lodged the case. They should go and enter the case so that we take it from there. That's how civil society behave. A civilized organization, that's how they behave. They use a proper means in addressing their case. So we have taken the step. As they are telling you today, that the 1956 plebiscite was supervised, was carried away, was a plan by Kwesi Nkrumah to execute, and he has executed it. We have evidence of all those things that happens. How the plan was to impose this election on us and all those things. We have all those plans, and in this channel we'll be exposing them one after the other. So I thank you for being with me. And this video, I want you to focus on this video and ask rational question. Ask yourself, why is it that CPP will be the brain behind the 1956 plebiscite, as said by Kwesi Pratt Jr.? Ask yourself. Tobio, mama o dumegan, enye vio, nyakpo, George Kobla, nyegbe asem nele. Nkeke ova yia, meko nungonglo do darego, be na kpo, na lenkurem, ni one jore miajia, oha na kpo, na segome. Aleke dukwa ya memiele, no chogba ko be mi menye dukwa ya meto, no chochoko be menye dukwa ya meto, dukwa metututo minye o me miafia mo. Mi bede, okay, mi kwedem be menye dukwa ya meto, mi da shi mianchi, mi ano mi ero kwishia mi be aw, mi lo, mi uwo. Mia efiado ha, mia efiado, mia togbiado ha, kafata frache, le nu manya me, esi maje amoro kwi meta, mi buis bede, nya glom dukola nya tefoto mole. Va se regbe ha dukwa melko agban deke fia mi kpo bede azon Homeland Security Foundation be wesi Togo na fabloda enye na ne ke enye eseji damo eseji dami la o mo ko se ha fia mi olo kaka mi ko idam be mi seji dam va chogbe igbe na dukwa akplo ma be fia na do dua deke me va odu me kpo na vio va obe wa anyigba okple dukwa ikenye sikaputa ozo hezonlizon ne mi plan ne mi zo hezonlizon ma de wa we fu pepe me ko na no ya na no jije mema enya e ko mi dari video ana mo fo nesia me kare dibe yevu gbe a Kwesi Pratt do asa gome nwie egbogbon be 1956 pe plebiscite mi wa kwa mi da akoma yo CPP to ple Nkrumah yo we no tade na akoma yo we poji pa akoma ji kakaka ocho no wu vai ifia amare jijimbe afi oduko obe duko ma na be dako afi wa no do kwishi ye ame be afi wa mama eva nye akodaji pofe nuore wo ntore to binye wo ntore enya numare abuna sebe esoso gereji a ye egba ne mi chonya agloma na no jidema Kwesi Pratt na mi nyanyambe Convention People's Party to akodada ni 1956 plebiscite menye mia o mia akodada yo ala be Nkrumah e kpodo maji kakaka kpogbo be akodada ma eyi de alo ikeji o vaje alo ikeji o je ha wi aden de alofa de ka yi ko nye wale kaka pe etano pe ke United Nations no da kware ye akomochonwo onye wi aden de alofa de ka ji akomaje waga de ake sele si meke amakpa ganto wo hwe deme kaka nu kata e nezipi o levi o ve de game o fufiam o te ovio de nu maje ike wo kple amaji o fi vio o fi du ko ye vio cho be mia awo e fi o fi fiafia gaba le viwa gabe abe tua wo ne gaba di dema keke fu kpekpe me ko ne di be miano tɔgbinye mia vota fiawo mia fiawo kata ne le West Togoland anyigba me oti o do gba mia fiawo kaka boku kple tɔwo ƒe fiawo boku na ba ya na kple tɔwo nu kata mi da si dukɔ ŋuti aleka mia tɔgbewo ɖe woakpɔ dzidzɔ wo dzidzɔ kpɔm ɖe mia ŋutia zikpuiwo dzi mi la ɖe zikpuiwo dzidzɔ kpɔm ɖe mia ŋua awo ɖe zikpuiwo mata kpɔ dzidzɔ ɖe mia ŋu beɖe ŋkɔ ya tɔm ne le ewɔ abe mese ŋkɔa gɔme tɔgbinye zia dzi ne le abe mese zia gɔme elabe eʋuwo yi ŋgbe ɖe zi mata eye eʋu mɔ yi ŋgbea menye be ɖe ƒome aɖe ƒe kɔdada ta yo ke bo miaƒe anyigba ya ale ke yevuwo va le miaƒe anyigba ti ɖe to kakaka Gold Coast kple Nkrumah hã va kpe ɖe wo ŋuti wo ti ɖe to mia tɔgbewo kɔ ʋuwo ɖia yi ta zikpui ma le gba ava yiwo yia yiƒe zikpui ma ta nenye be ele zikpui ma dzi egba ye mete na wɔ naneke aʋli dukɔ ya ta wa ke mele sorry elabe egbea edze miesesem be akɔ yawo da menye miaƒe akɔ wonye wo da Nkrumah metso miaƒe anyigba me CPP menye miaƒe anyigba ya me tɔwo wonye o nu katã woatso wo de ava miawo miade ale ke mianɔ miaƒe agbeawo va gblẽ na mi ko mia zikpui ɖe dzi egba me di be mana mia katã mianya be dukɔ ya me mi la union me koe mi le naneke megali o union me ye mi le eye na ma mi kple ame aɖe mi le union me ye union me dzi union nu ke ɖe sia awɔ ge gbalẽ ɖeke mele Gold Coast tɔwo si alo Ghana si egba wòade ada ɖe wo fia ma gbɔ be ɖe gbalẽa gbɔgblɔm be eye mieda kɔ mianɔ union ma mi magata do go le union me gbalẽ ɖeke meli o vɔ gbalẽ le miawo mia si gbɔgblɔm be akɔ ya mieda menye ne mi dzi nu sia nu ke mi di be miawɔ le emegbea miata wɔe gbalẽ ma le miawo mia si ta ne eyi ke gbalẽ ɖeke mele Ghana si woaɖe fia wo efiawo be ɖe tso eƒe ya me mi da akɔ ya mi magata do go le akɔ ya me o kɔa nanya be agbalẽ ɖeke meli o nu sia nu dze mia sia miawoe ta enya ke mi da ɖi be political partywo katã ne miaƒe anyigba me va ma ɖoko va miaƒe akɔdada fim kɔ ege yim ve teƒe bubuwo dzram ɖoe ka eƒe ya me ƒe akɔ ya dage mi le eƒe ya gbɔna Ghana tɔ na gakɔ akɔdada ɖe va miaƒe anyigba dzia míawo medze miawɔ dzre kple ame aɖe ko enya ko gblɔm mi le ko nye be ame ɖeke megada akɔ le miaƒe anyigba me elabe ɖe menye movitɔwo mi nye gbe sia gbe kɔ woanɔ mia kplɔm avekɔe ɖeka movitɔ ko kplɔ yi avekɔe tɔ me movitɔ yi ko kplɔ yi avekɔe tɔ me ta ame ɖeko gã ɖe mi megadzɔ movi nenema o ne wova mieda akɔ avɔ kɔa wokɔ ega kple nu sia nu wodzoe le miaƒe anyigba ave dzra anyigba yi ke wonye wode dua dzre ɖo miawo ya awo gbeɖuɖɔ me ko mianɔ kɔ nu ma dzidzɔ na mi numa enye dzidzɔa ezu ega kesinɔnu le mia si elabe ne woakɔ adama ne politician wova wonana mi dana avɔ ɖe abɔ anɔ anyi ke woɖe envelope to na mi envelope mo ɖeɖe na mia ɖe dɔ ka hem wole ve nu ka hem wole ve ega neni hem wole ve na wo viɖe viɖewo ava ɖu ta enya mi da ɖi be mi me akɔdada naneke dim le miaƒe anyigba ya me tso ƒe ya dzi kaka kɔ yi o na ame aɖe menya o tso be ya adzagbã ɖe mia ŋuti be nu ya mi de toma yo abe akplɔ ame ɖe poli kple tɔwo nu yi ke dze miawo hã mia sia mi wɔ ge nu yi ke dze miawo hã mia si koa mi wɔ ge mia me yiwo ne gbɔgblɔ miaƒe ɖokui sia mi sugbɔ wo kpovitɔwo lo mana mianya mi sugbɔ ŋutɔ vɔ miawo ɖe mi me le awu me o tabe miakpɔ ge be miawo ame nye yawo vɔ ne ɖo dzia mi dodo ge abe zanvuwo ene mi dodo ge ŋutɔ abe zanvuwo ene ta ne miawoe wòanyo boŋua ke mi gblẽ na ame yawo katã mi ɖoɖom be no ve la kple tɔ mi na woanya be enya mi da ɖe international court be Ghana ɖo be nu yawo mi la mi dze agɔ Homeland Security Foundation agɔdze ma ne ebe ame ɖe dze agɔ le dzi ɖe menye wo ŋutɔ ga agɔdzedzea menye wo gblɔ o ʋɔnu ne kɔ ga yi mi konya dare honu Ghana na yino abedo nyamanchi na gbana na dogo na miakata miakpo afere kakata o shishim nyanchi nkata o shishim do Attorney General le gen shishim nyanchi nkata o shishim do bibiao de dumagan be de kuku Ghana na mi miape chomere I family miape chome family mi matano fu pepe aji kakaka kwa po na ba no yin ko mia pe ne megbe ko li ko mia ba do ho ko epa ho ko epa iji ko mia no awo me nya le ko no adume yo adumere do no ni amosha mo pe jijame ngo ido vana ya mo kwa jijeme ta eyo nya be do ba fi mia pa nyigba ko ba de Gold Coast me kwa do nuoli egbegbegbe video ya kama fo na mfifia Kwesi Pratt nchi amanye 1960 1950 pa video yo 2023 September ko ga mekanye Ghana fofo pa asan oduma mekaye Ghana we pa asan oduma yo bronyama egbogboro mbe miafa nyigba me no Gold Coast mo akoyi yoda be mi ne Gold Coast to ha Gold Coast CPP Kwesi Nkrumah always fa fiakoa nyama bromo le nyama no ba mare wona na deliberately purposely ya afia be ama edo nwa klipa enu anyi ebunwanchi bunchi afive we fiafie nyama na wo nwa nwanya nya na amare va nu anyi wododo de ko na na ikamenye to kwa na nya be fiafie ma ta mia panyigba Nkrumah kloto do fi mia panyigba ta mi be ga chu gbare ega vivi anamo le mi politician no mi anare mi hare gamotari enya mi dare mi no mi atende to awo enuma o mi la manyo mi me danyere ke dem de tana mia vi o mia we gbona mi atepe no ge mia de viawa mia we gbona mi atepe no ge le mi me jibe mi ajola nigba ajivo ko mi ape wopo na jo abale ke no ko abuke dojo na wa ke mi cho po na echomo no anyo na mi akata vona mi gbe miliado hu na chikona mi anu ika woga mi la mi megava kofo bubu are ke na mi o ala be miliado mfia cho keke ho gbe de to be gameke cho papa ho gbe de to be gameke emi fu pepe eliado mi ato gbe divide hu eyo awo owo vonya egali amoyo wa le demo lo demo apasese enya egali kaka ba doji o tana mare buibe no la maro demo legi la lo afi kwa kenya to amama dalapa enya amama dalapa ala ba majojo gagba jojo vona amo aditomi legba po amo fafa aditomi legba nenye be mi me gereme ye mi zwe kaka wonu mi dashi Ghana to nchi omi atende to alaka ne gbegbe o va do kogbo na mi a esesenge e mai ya me kare jibe mi akata mi asegom nya glomela nyeme ejodem tamena mareke bene be kokpo wakona neko nya kata glomela me glom de susuare nchi me nyagbaro zambe no wa nyebe if mi afo dem de seple dodo me vo Ghana ma fo adem ple seple dodo a tana afo adem le seple dodo me na yihu keke ne va wu mia mi ka wo ga mi na mere ka ma ka fo bobu na mi o ta gbanle oli am o de gede go de ka vo egba Kwesi Pratt video e me je ma cover na mi nya gede me apo enwie video de ka ha gali mi ga video ma ha kpo ge megbe emegbe a nya jagbana de ka roma ni o ko do na Nkrumah o wo de mi apani gba aje ama do de me de ka ne kata mi apo ne mi ponu mo kata vo ka mi ga gbe be awo mi an fo pepe amere ke mi ade dale ta na mi ta akpe me nya ha be zikpi oji mi la menye amedigbo be zikpi o ta awo jata me di avide o va no avugbe ohun ohun ta mi chocho ga ha menya be mi tsotso ge hã ta akpena mi be mieɖo to be miade nyigba ƒe ablɔɖe xɔnyawo ŋuti megage ge ɖe mia dzi ake hena enu bubuwo me dzodzro. Akpena mi minɔ anyi kplem ne mianɔ miade dukɔ ƒe nyawo ɖem ɖe go ɖeka va de asi ɣeyiɣi ke ablɔɖe nasu mia si. Akpe. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for having me once again. All too soon, this has been the concluding section of today's discussion. All I want is to bring this Kwesi Pratt video to your attention so that you can analyze the video. You analyze it, another video will be coming, then the document will be flowing as usual. Thank you so much for being here. Share the channel and invite your colleagues to take part in the discussion. Thank you.
Togoland Liberation TV, echoing the call for self-determination.